We're going to now go to the folder where we downloaded the Microsoft Windows 10 virtual machine. And let's make sure right now that VirtualBox is not running. And the reason is we're just going to double click on this file and it will know to run Oracle VirtualBox. So if you had it open, it's going to open it twice, which we want to avoid. So I'm going to go ahead and double click. And you'll notice here on the screen that when we open this file, because it was in an open virtual format that Microsoft put together, VirtualBox knows exactly how to open and read that file, and it knows what it is and how all the settings should be. So when Microsoft created this operating system, they built it, they installed all its components, they set it up, then they turned it into this little virtual machine so that VirtualBox can understand it. So you can see here, it's already been named for us. It's saying that it's a 64-bit operating system. We didn't choose that. It just chose that by default. By default, it has one central processing unit. It gives it 2 gigabytes of RAM by default. Now, earlier I mentioned to you need 4 gigabytes by default, or minimum, to run this, and that's because it's giving this 2. I'll show you how to adjust that in a minute. It's going to add a virtual DVD player. It's going to add a virtual network adapter. And you can see storage controllers and a virtual disk. So basically, I did nothing but double click on this virtual machine file for VirtualBox after installing VirtualBox, and it opened this file up just like this. So I'm not going to do anything. So you can see how easy this is. I'm just going to hit or select import. Now this takes a little bit because it's going to now extract that file into VirtualBox. So I'm going to click import, and it's going to take a little bit. I'm going to pause my video and resume when it's done, so it might appear faster than it actually is. Now, if you have a SSD drive, it's going to happen a lot faster than if you have a spinning disk drive. So that'll make a little difference for you. Okay, for me that took a total of about 2 minutes. So time will vary depending on your system configuration. Now the VirtualBox Manager shows we have a Windows 10 machine ready to run. But I want to show you something else before we get into running the program. The original VirtualBox file that we used, we don't actually need it any longer. So to conserve space on my disk drive, I'm going to delete this now. You don't have to if you got plenty of room. And the reason you may want to keep it is because earlier we discussed how this virtual machine expires in 30 days, or excuse me, in 90 days. So this will run for 90 days. If I have the original file, all I got to do is open it and run it again. In fact, if I double click it right now, it will create a second virtual machine, and I can have as many Windows 10 virtual machines as I want. So you don't have to delete this. You can keep it, but I'm going to delete it, and you may want to delete it if you are concerned about disk space. And of course, you can always go back to Microsoft and read-down the file if you've cleared it off your system. So I'm going to go ahead and delete the file. And I'm also going to delete this folder because I don't, well, it's not giving me permission right now, but I just want you to be aware that you don't need that virtual machine file any longer once it's been imported into VirtualBox.